Birdie. Hey everybody, welcome back to Golf Test Dummy, the channel where I use my game to help your game, hopefully. First of all, if this is your first time watching my content, I appreciate it. Be sure to give me a thumbs up down below so I know from you what kind of content out of all the content that I make that you like. And at the end of this video, I'm going to put another little blurb of me in there. I've got a question to ask you guys, and I need some feedback from you, so let's go. Wintertime golf is definitely here. It's currently 7:39, so I'll be the first one here, the first one out, so I should have like a day where I can go and film and not have to worry about people breathing down my neck or, you know, having to hurry up or what I can and can't film. So it is insanely windy and blustery out here today. It is very cold. The wind makes it feel like it's easily in the low 20s. So I really don't have a whole lot of expectations for today. I'm just coming out here and really trying to hit fairways and greens. I've hit this one, pulled it a little bit left of the cart path. I ended up hitting a low hook. So, you know, here a hole number one. Playing from the forward tees today, the red tees. And one thing that I've learned is not to refer to the tees as ladies tees, senior tees, men's tees, championship tees, any of that, because here's the deal. Wow, the wind is really picking up. When you start calling them ladies tees and senior tees and all that, then all of a sudden you start putting people into categories based on their age, their gender, or whatever, when what you should be doing is putting people into categories based on their skill level. 84 yards to the flag, no green to work with on the front. There are tons of seniors and ladies that can play way better than I can. And there's also people that are younger than me, stronger than me, faster than me, more in shape, more fit than me, that can't play as good as me. What these tees should represent is your skill level, and even be put in conjunction with your distances, your yardages. The average PGA Tour 7-iron, I believe, is traveling about 185. I can't get anywhere near 185 with a 7-iron. I'm about 160 to 165 in that range with a 7-iron. So why on earth would I be playing from the back tees or the black tees, the blue tees, the championship tees, whatever you want to call them? Truth be told, I shouldn't even be playing from the white tees, not with my handicap, my skill level, and my yardages. So my idea, and I've done this before in a previous video, Jim gave me this idea, to play from the forward tees first, the red tees, the forwardmost tees. Start out there, and when you can shoot par from there, then you graduate. You go back to the gold tees, or what's typically referred to as the senior tees. Short. Oh. Alright, so I managed to save par, but it's a par 5. It was a short par 5 playing from the reds, so I should have been looking birdie in the mouth all day. Last time I tried this forward tee challenge, and I've only tried it once, but the last time I tried it, I think I messed it up a little bit. I don't think I went about it the right way. So you're still trying to really go low. You're trying to break that glass ceiling. You're trying to get to a point to where you feel comfortable going low. But there's almost a comfort in knowing that you're going to come out here and put up an 18 over par where you can let go and kind of relax, because in your mind the round's blown. You're not worried about it. The round's over with. You can't do anything, whatever. Whereas if you're in the 70s, when you're normally not, you start getting this pressure that rides you like a monkey on your back, and it actually makes you perform less than ideal. Now I've got a 328 yard par 4. Just going to try and use the bottom groove of my driver to cut the head of the tee off in that general direction. Well, it's hit decent, but I left it out to the right. Not bad, but not my best either. I was watching a guy who has a YouTube channel. It's a really popular channel. He's got hundreds of thousands of subscribers, named Brodie Smith. I think he was playing Royal County Down. It was one of his most recent vlogs. And he was on a windy day like this. It may have even been worse. I mean, the wind is really blowing around here today, but it may have even been worse than this. Anyway, he steps up and he's, oh man, I got a scuff on that ball. He steps up and he's on a tee box, a par 3. And he comes and he turns around and he says, "So I've got like 170 yards left in this green. It's like a little bit of wind in the face. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to hit a little piece or a knockdown 8-iron. It's just a little piece of an 8-iron. I'm just going to try and get it up there and basically put it in the middle of the green. You know, nothing fancy." And a piece of an 8-iron from 170 yards into the breeze. And this guy's playing from the championship tees. Let's see if you can spot the difference in my putting. Here's a tip. It's nothing physical as far as my stroke. Another par. Did you see it? Did you notice the difference? All right, I'll tell you. This is an experiment I'm trying today. If I see positive results from it, I'll continue to go with it. But from a video a couple weeks ago in dealing with, are you trying too hard? Are you making things more complicated than they really are? I had a thought. I've always lined up my logo and then putted. What if I were to mark the ball so that I can clean it off and pick it up, instead of lining up the logo or the line on the golf ball to try and line up my putt? What if I just set the ball down? Just went with my instinct and I picked out a line while I'm standing behind at a spot that I want to putt to. And then I just stand up and kind of, you know, feel it and just see what happens. I don't know, but I just made a 6-foot putt without having to line the ball up. That's not bad. It's seriously cold and windy out here today. Nice little draw, solid, in between the trees. It's on the left side of the fairway. I had 99 yards from the left side of the fairway over there. I took out my 50 degree and hit a little knockdown with that, and this is where I ended up. I've got that for birdie. 5-iron off the tee instead of driver. You don't have to hit driver off every tee. You don't have to be a world beater. You don't have to be killing it with all of your clubs and hitting them, you know, superhuman Hulk strength. So, you know, you can do these things by taking something less than driver and by not hitting the ball a mile every time you tee it up. Birdie. I'm going to show you this. I wish I had recorded that tee shot. This is a par 3. It's a little downhill. I shot it with my my rangefinder, and I got 135 to the flag, and I knew the flag was in the back. So I knew really all I'm looking at is like a 130 shot to the middle of the green, because this is not a huge green. This is impact. That's where the ball hit. So very slight pitch mark, very hard greens today because they're really cold. Finished up about 6 feet from that to here, and now I've got what looks like about an 8-foot putt for birdie. And then I'm just trying to see the ball roll in real time in my head, and based on that, I'm relying on my instinct, the instincts my body has. to roll this ball the correct speed, and I forget line once I'm lined up. Oh, it's close. It burned the lip. Shot this at 110. It's going up the hill. Lots of wind up there up top, man. I got a great line of fairway, 5-iron off the tee out here because there was this creek running across. I'm going to hit a pitching wedge, which is normally a 130-yard club for me. And I'm not going to hit it full. I'm going to hit it about 85%. And I know from personal experience that to the right, you're going to get terrible bounces. You're going to go down toward this junk. To the left is fairly flat. Long is okay. Everything short is going to be bad. Man, that is all over the flag. Could not have been a better line. That was all over the stick, right at it. Good flight. We're walking up here. Keep it live for you. That looks like 4 feet up the hill. Pitch mark right there. And there's another birdie. Easy peasy, golf ball squeezy. It might be deep, gotta spin. And there's the spin. Oh man. Yeah, tons of spin, checked up super nice. I kept it under the wind with a lower shot. I made it spin a little bit because when it's coming in at a hotter, lower trajectory like that, you know, it'll chase off of the green a little bit. Let's see. All right, so here's the ball. I spun quite a bit and I think I came from the right. There's a pitch mark. All right, again, I'm not lining up the ball. I'm just setting it down. Par. It's so much more than just the cold and the ball flight. That's what everybody thinks about. Oh, it's cold, the ball flight, my muscles, and everything being tight. But I tell you, when you're playing in the cold and the wind, it is so difficult. It's so much more difficult than playing on, say, a nice 75 or 80 degree day where there's not really much wind, and the course was really wet today too. So a lot of things fighting me. But overall, I think I played pretty well. I haven't added up my scores yet, but I'm going to go do that right now, and I'll give you guys a wrap up. All right, guys, so here's my wrap up. I've got my scorecard all tallied, and I'm going to read you some of the stuff off of it. So my total score was a 76. On the front, I shot a 36 even par, and on the back, I shot a 40. The last 4 or 5 holes on the back side really kind of got away from me a little bit. The wind really picked up. I lost a little bit of my focus. I was a little bit burnt out at that time, and I just was not focused like I should have been, and I didn't execute the way I should have. I pulled some bad clubs, hit the wrong types of shots, and just ended up on sort of a bogey train in the last 4 holes. But on the front side, I had 3 birdies. On the back side, I had 1 birdie. So that's 4 birdies in a round. I don't know that I've ever done that. If I have, it was probably back when I was younger and I was playing better and playing more often. So 4 birdies, that's definitely noteworthy. Putting up an even par number on the front side, that's noteworthy. Out of the 14 fairways that there were, I hit 8. Now, you know from my little sticky note that I have over here on the dashboard that you need to hit about 53% of your fairways. Well, that's covered. I did that. The number of putts I had was 31. 31 putts is higher than what I normally average, but I'm hitting more greens now, so I have less scrambling shots, less bump and runs to try and get up and down and save par, less pitches to try and get on the green after a mistake to try and save par. So it's only standing to reason that my number of putts is going to go up a little bit, but 31, still not bad. As long as I'm around that 30 number, that's okay. That's not too bad. Greens in regulation. This is where I've really made strides in the last couple of weeks. I hit 10 out of 18 greens. That's easily double what I normally average. So that is the last 2 times that I've played, I've hit 10 greens out of 18. That's a trend. It's a great trend. I'm really happy with that. I'm thrilled. I even had a drop on the front side and still managed to shoot par. So really happy with that. All in all, what I learned about playing from the red tees is this. It may be a shorter distance for each hole, but it has absolutely nothing to do with the hole being easy. That doesn't mean the hole's going to be easy. There's several dog legs on this course to where you can't hit a big booming tee shot to try and take advantage of the fact that it's a short hole. I was playing 7 irons and 5 irons off of tees because of creeks or because of dog legs or because of, bends in the fairway or trying to get into a position, so it wasn't just driver, driver, driver all day. But I did try and take advantage of my length and the short distance of the hole wherever I could to try and maximize that, and there were some times when that really helped. I think what it mainly does is a lot of times it can give you a shorter approach shot into the greens, and therefore you may be hitting more of a pitching wedge or a 9-iron into a green, whereas if you were playing from the back tees or the white tees or the blue tees, whatever, you may have to end up hitting somewhere around an 8-iron or a 6-iron or a 5-iron, something like that. And we all know that the shorter the iron, the shorter the shot into the green, the more accurate we tend to be. So it's a great learning experience, and again, I didn't shoot even par today, and my goal is to shoot even par. And once I do that, then I can graduate back to the next tee, which would be, for me, the gold tees, most of us the gold tees, but it's not the same at every course. In my next video, I would love to do a Q&A session. I get lots of questions in the comment sections, and I try to answer those questions to the best of my abilities, but not everyone gets to see those. Not everyone gets to read those because maybe they've already seen the video and your question came afterward. So what I would like to do is compile a video of all of your questions and then answer all of them so everybody can get access to those, and maybe they can get answers to questions they didn't even know they had. So do me a favor right now, go down below, click the thumbs up, and then go down to the comment section and leave me your question. It can be about anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be about golf. It doesn't necessarily have to be about my channel. It can be something personal. I may or may not answer it depending on the nature of the question, but leave me that question in the comments below. I'm going to compile all of those and I'm going to read them out and answer them in the next video. Once again, thanks for your support, and I'll see you next time.